My name's Torrance Kramer with Degree Days. Plan on doing a full home performance audit in your house today. Pretty good once over the entirety of the house. Look at the top, bottom, how all 6 sides of the house interconnect. Look at the house as a system. See how one system interacts with another, how the energy efficiency components interact with the moisture that may be in your house, that sort of thing. We'll look at the wall, see what the insulation levels are. Look in the attic, see what insulation levels are. We'll do a walk around the basement as well, see if there's insulation concerns, moisture issues we might be able to talk about. We'll also look at heating and cooling equipment, see if there's improvements that could be made with the heating system that you have, your water heating, and then as well the cooling part of that. We'll go through the house, see if there's improvements that you can make on lighting, appliances. How is the bathroom exhaust fan interacting with the air that's moving on your house? So it's a pretty good once-over house as a system approach.
Via my colleague Scott, this house is called the 4-square. 4 sections put together, hence the really thick walls. You see that all throughout. What we're going to want to do when we have that blower door running again is to take and see if there's infiltration coming through those sections. How did they patch the building up when they put the building together? A lot of homes will have a drop soffit, so right above the kitchen cabinets there will be a connection there, a hollow space that's above the cabinets. If this were an attic above here, we'd find a lot of air infiltration coming into that space. It's very typical. 9 out of 10 times at least that ends up being very leaky in one of the leakiest parts of the home. So with the dryer sheets and other materials on there, this collects up over time. And a lot of times if you run this underwater, this acts just like a bowl. We'll see how bad this one or good or bad it is. But yeah, you can see that water isn't hardly going through there. So if the water's not going through there, the air's not really going to go through there very well either. So water here is running off of the geothermal heat pump system. There is a clamp that you can get, pretty inexpensive actually. Cheaper version you can get down at Harbor Freight or Home Depot, what have you, 30, 40, 50 bucks that you can clamp on here and can tell you how much this is actually operating. Kind of a good way to think about this. You're sitting at this water with 115, 125 degrees. Mm-hmm. It's never 115, 125 degrees in here, so there's always some heat bleeding. So any of these covers that we see on anything, whether it's this cover we put on here, the trims we put on the wall, the trims we put on the floor, all that stuff is just to cover up the messes that we make when we put things in the wall. Mm-hmm. When you start putting those on an exterior of a house or building, now you start leaving the potential for air leaks to go in and out of that space if it wasn't caulked properly. So something like this, that trim around there is leaving a gap of air that can go into the attic. Okay, so I'm really curious to see what's going on underneath our stairs here. This is one of those areas that very often gets left uninsulated. Being an older house, I don't see holes plugged in it. These boards do not look like they've been up anytime recently. My guess is that we're probably not insulated underneath this stairwell. So this would be something where you could drill some holes and get underneath here and find out what the insulation is. In the dead of the winter, the heat transfer is, this rising. Everybody think heat rising. And this is part of it. Because that warmer air is lighter than the colder air, it starts to buoy up on top of it. Mm-hmm. The taller the building gets, the faster it tries to move. So it's trying to escape out the top of it. So all that this is kind of doing when it's really cruising and that heat's already escaping the house is just giving another little push in the butt to get out of the house basically, and it's going just that much faster. Only reason attics are vented for 2 reasons. 1, get the moisture out that gets up here so we don't rot and mildew everything. 2, save the roof so because it doesn't get so super hot up here, we want to save the shingles. So measuring the insulation here, we got roughly about 5 inches of fiberglass. For fiberglass, we about 3.2 R per inch, 3.2 times 5. We got just a little over an R15 in this space. Optimally, we want to see roughly about an R50 for our climate, so we can definitely make some improvements on here. I think we got her up here for now anyways. I think it's about time to go set up a big red door.
Okay.
This is our blower door, pieces of it. This is something we call a manometer, small computer basically that checks pressure differences. We set a reference outside, and when we turn on this big fan here, we create a pressure difference on the house. We're creating a negative pressure, i.e. what does that mean? With that 17 mile an hour wind, we're putting that pressure on all 6 sides of the house, sucking in air from the outside through all the gaps and the cracks in the home. We can go around, we can feel where those gaps and cracks are, and it lends itself to a better picture of what the house is actually doing as far as infiltration issues. we are trying to create a temperature difference. This is a thermal imaging camera, and in order to get a good view with a thermal imaging camera, you need to have a temperature gradient. We've tried to create it as much as we can, but we're probably only 10 degrees different than outside at most. Once we turn the fan on, we did not leave on the air conditioner long enough to cool off the surfaces. We've only cooled the air in here. So the minute I turn that fan on, we're sucking all that air out, and we're right back to outside temperature again. So you see what? You can see the air migrating. You see these little lines right there? There's a couple little lines. They're wisps of air.
Okay.
Which is that air coming from that attic, going right through that wall, right next to that chaseway, down into the wall. Ooh, there's a biggie. There's a big one. Right above this window, Jim, we've got a gusher. Your porch roof is definitely connected to the outside. There's a trough basically coming through the porch roof, right connecting it directly to this wall. It's bad enough, you can actually come over here and you can feel the outside air gushing through your wall. You know, that we couldn't see it downstairs. We were looking to try to see that picture downstairs. We couldn't get any evidence down up here. It's blatant, it's obvious that porch roof is connected to that wall.
How sensitive these cameras are, I can put my hand here and you can see that'll stick there for a while. You're talking, you know, a 1 degree difference.
Looking at roughly about 2,000, right? Yes. So what does that mean? Basically move the decimal point over and you get how many square inches. So collectively, it's not a nasty hole. I mean, collectively, you got a hole about yay big open the house all times.
My name is Scott Bladorn, and I am the regional manager in the southwest part of Wisconsin for the Home Performance with Energy Star program with Focus on Energy. Focus on Energy is an energy efficiency program sponsored by the utility companies of Wisconsin. So if you live in Columbus, your utility company is part of Focus on Energy. Focus on Energy has a lot of different programs for homeowners to help you pay for your energy efficiency upgrades. This includes things like upgrading your heating and cooling equipment or upgrading your water heating equipment. We also have a renewable energies program, and then there's the Home Performance with Energy Star program. Through the Home Performance with Energy Star program, homeowners are eligible for a third of the cost of the project to be paid for, up to $1,500, and then an additional $700 in savings bonuses on top of that. There's also a second tier to the Home Performance program, and that's an income eligible program. Households that make less than 80% of the state median income are eligible for this second tier, and they are eligible for 75% of their project to be paid for, up to $2,500. To take advantage of these programs, you can visit our website, that's focusonenergy.com, or you can call our 800 number, and we'll help you find a trade ally that'll work with you.
I'm Steve Sobiak, the Energy Sustainability Director for the City of Columbus and Columbus Water and Light. And I help coordinate the city's energy sustainability efforts that have resulted in a 15.4% reduction in municipal electric energy usage in the last 5 years. This is part of a comprehensive energy sustainability program that is part of the 25 by 25 pledge the city has made that will reduce non-renewable electrical usage and energy usage by 25%, again by the year 2025. You might have noticed our streetlights have been converted to LED. This was a very important part of this program. That saves about 50% in energy usage compared to the previous streetlights. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Home Performance Energy Audit Program. We hope you'll be able to take advantage of the many rewards that are available through Focus on Energy, through our trade ally, and through the Energy Efficiency Program, E3P. There are a number of other programs and rewards that are available to you, including the Super High Efficiency Washer Program, the Torch-Year Lamp Turn-In, Tree Power Program, and our air conditioning tune-up program. So we hope you'll be able to take advantage of these programs and save energy and save money. And on behalf of Water and Light and the City of Columbus, thank you so much for your energy conservation efforts.